Hello and welcome to the Great British Mickey Waffle. It is the 1st of December, which means it's a day for a new podcast. And welcome to everyone who's listening on the podcast platform or watching us on YouTube. So my name's Claire. I get the honour of hosting our December show today. And I'm going to welcome some friends who are here to help. So who have we got? Now I'm trying not to look to my right because there's a lot going on over there. Yeah. So I'm going to go, Gill, how are you? Are you in the festive spirit?
I am very festive. I've got my Christmas Disney t-shirt on already.
Wow, well done. John, how are you? Are you festive yet?
No.
1st of December?
No.
Thank you.
I've still been Mr. Grumpy going past all these houses that put Christmas trees up early and put me to shame. But hey, yeah, but
Wow.
my family will get used to that because the loft will be raided probably. Let's wait until the weekend at least. You know.
Someone said to me, "Have you got your tree up?" And I said, "Yes, in the loft where it should be."
Yeah.
Not yet. Sammy, what about you? How are you today? And are you feeling festive?
I'm with John. I don't allow festivities in my life until the 1st of December.
Yeah.
Well, today's
the day.
Get the decks up.
We're going to be festive.
It's time to be festive, John. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Becca, are you still okay? Are you blinded by what's going on next to you?
I'm trying not to look.
Don't look directly at it.
It's like we're back at Walt Disney World.
To stone.
Flashing lights, like glow where the show is.
That's it.
Yeah, Ben is glowing.
For those who are listening.
For those who are listening, Claire, they're the fortunate ones.
Yep.
But then you go over to YouTube and see what we're having to suffer because Ben is wearing the most garish Christmas hat. It is flashing lots of colours at us, and we're going to leave it on and see how long the batteries last. Hopefully not too long. And maybe we need to put like an epilepsy warning on this episode.
Yeah,
Good idea.
The flashing
lights. I think Ben is as festive as he needs to be to cover the rest of us who aren't. So thank you.
Which is interesting.
Pretty much. My jumper says humbug.
Yeah. Oh, there we are.
So this is a juxtaposition going on here.
I'm balanced now.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward oxymoron going on in your house. So, just so people know where to find us, if you haven't listened to us before, you can find us on all the usual socials on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at GB Mickey Waffle. Interact with us there. We love it when you speak to us and chat to us. Send us a DM if you want to have a conversation. You can find us on YouTube at the Great British Mickey Waffle. If you like what we do, like and share, ring the bell. There's a song that goes along with that, I think, somewhere. And I won't sing it. You can find all of our content and all about us at our website, gbmickeywaffle.com. And if you really fancy contacting us, old school, you can contact us by email at waffleon@gbmickeywaffle.com. So I've done all the bit for the moment. We love talking about our trips to Walt Disney World, and we've actually had one. Ben and Becca have just got back. Wow, what a wait. What an amazing trip you've had. I know that you're going to want to talk about it, but also Gill. Oh, and I should have said Peter's not feeling very well, so he's not here. So get well soon, Pete. Hopefully you'll be better by turkey time. Yeah. But Gill and Peter have also just been away. They've been to Disneyland Paris. So we've had intercontinental Christmas trips, and I can't wait to hear about them. So let's start with Ben and Becca. Number one, are you still jet lagged?
A little bit.
Yes.
I probably wouldn't normally wear this hat if I wasn't. So
I don't know. I think you've been waiting for an excuse to wear that hat.
Well, I bought it last year when we couldn't get to Florida. It was like $4 in the outlets. I thought, this will come in handy. Not that I'd wear this hat. No.
Yeah, I didn't want
to melt.
I think I'd let him wear that in public. I mean, across the couple of hundred people that have watched the YouTube, maybe.
I could have got away with it.
Actual public, no.
They turned him round at immigration, wouldn't they? That would have been it.
And I would have been going, bye.
Talking immigration, we flew out on the 8th, and they were the happiest I've ever seen them. When we got through him. Yeah. And they talked
to you. We had a lovely conversation.
That's because they've been so people deprived for months.
That must be.
Yes.
Wow. I'm sure it may not last all that long, to be honest.
No, probably not.
No. So tell us, Ben and Becca, give us your highlights and thoughts on the fireworks, foods, and also, of course, the friends that you were able to hug in person. So tell us about your trip.
I've got to remember it now. Jet lag's affecting my memory.
You were there for 12 days.
That's the one.
So we were there for 12 days. We ended up staying in 4 different hotels because it was such a short notice trip.
Which had it plus points and positive and negative. Negative was the repacking.
I barely coped with it. It really stressed me out.
But actually, the benefit is we got to experience 4 resorts that were really great. We stayed.
So which 4 did you stay at?
The Polynesian, Grand Destino Tower at Coronado, Animal Kingdom Lodge Kidani, and Copper Creek Villas at Wilderness Lodge.
I mean,
that was a change because I thought you were going to Saratoga at the end. Did you swap it?
That was We had a bit of an issue because Copper Creek became available a few days before the trip. So I phoned member services to say, can we change these because it costs the same points? And they said, yes, we can change it. Not until we got out there, they put us in 2 separate rooms, not 2 separate rooms, but one night in one room, one night in the other room, not together.
The first night they put us into a one-bedroom and the second night in a studio.
Even though when I said on the phone, can I have this? So it was like, what happened? So once we got to check-in, they put us in a studio. And
we told... At first I didn't think they were going to. I think they thought we might have been angling for an upgrade on the second night. But once I said we would happy to downgrade the first night instead to a studio, they were quite happy to do it.
Just meant we got some time to spend in the room in the resort.
Which was your favourite resort to stay at of the 4 that you stayed in?
Ooh.
Let's go for the room. Okay. For the room. Let's start with the
room.
Polly.
And they're the new rooms, aren't they? They've been upgraded.
They have actually.
Yes, they have.
There was it's a bit of confusion because we thought it was just going to be the standard rooms, not the DVC rooms. We're getting an upgrade, but DVC have had a refurb as well.
A bit of a soft refurb. The colour palettes
it's
changed.
It's not Moana themed. It's all Stitch themed.
Oh, that's better.
I can't wait for that. I have to stay now.
We want the pics.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, we've got loads.
They'll be somewhere.
That'll be in the vlog as well.
I would choose Stitch over Moana any day. Same.
Yeah.
But that was a surprise to us because we stayed in 2018. The only downside of that room is there's not much storage space. You've got the 2 bathrooms, but you haven't got as much storage space.
Yeah, you've got two bathrooms and space for 5 people, but
not the storage.
Maybe a wardrobe. No drawers.
Yeah.
3 drawers in the bathroom, in each bathroom, and a closet.
And when I'm talking about drawers, it's like...
they're not huge drawers either.
Yeah. That's only staying there for a few nights. Yeah, so only staying a few nights actually wasn't too much of an issue, but had you stayed there for all 12 days, it might have been.
No. I think my favourite was actually Copper Creek.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Animal Kingdom, which was situated 500 miles.
I would have loved it Animal Kingdom if it wasn't for the fact that it took 5 minutes to get to the lobby.
We timed it. We were unlucky, but we were lucky and unlucky with our room choice because we got the Savannah view, which was amazing. But we were in
But it was 5 minutes away from the lobby.
We were on the 4th floor.
Yeah, that's good.
Which was great. But the problem is the rooms start at
7801.
Yep, and we were in 7870. And they go to 7880. So we were only 10 from... So we had... It literally was a 5-minute walk.
The furthest away,
We did actually time it at one point.
But the problem I had, was that if you want to get quickly for the bus, you walk all the way around the hotel where there is animals everywhere. So someone stops every 30 seconds going, what's out there? What's out there? And I'm trying to get to the bus.
And I'm trying to look at all the animals.
So yeah. It's a lovely resort too. We stayed 4 nights at that one. So it was just great to just spend the time, chill and relax. And yeah, it was...
Sounds fab.
It just
so jealous.
Yeah. If we had to go, the first one I think out of all the ones to go back to probably be Copper Creek.
Copper Creek, yeah.
Just being there at Christmas time.
Just because we love Wilderness Lodge in general.
Fireplace, Christmas tree, Whispering Canyon Cafe.
Geyser Point?
Nope.
We didn't know. We ate at Whispering
You stayed
Canyon,
at Copper
though.
Creek and
Oh,
you
my
didn't
word.
eat it, guys.
I will tell you exactly
You won't be
why.
allowed
Because
back.
I'll tell you exactly why. They don't do the waffle fries anymore, and they're not as good.
I thought
No
Zach
point
was
then.
sorting that out.
No point.
No,
He hasn't managed it yet.
still rubbish fries.
Plus side, they do waffle fries at Steakhouse 71.
But
Yes.
do you
And
know
their parmesan
what, though?
ones,
Guys,
they're amazing.
but Guys the Point does a really great cocktail. Just sit at the bar and have a
Okay.
drink. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, it's amazing.
Yeah,
I can't believe you're there and you didn't eat.
I'll tell you something.
She's never
though.
going to forgive
If
us.
you want the
No.
bison burger, you don't have to go to Geyser to get it. You can go to Whispering Canyon Cafe on their
On their
brunch
lunch menu.
and their lunch menu. It's now on
That's
there.
very good.
So
Sneaky tip.
and we
Yeah.
had,
Top tip
we
here from the
had
Great British Nicky Waffle.
really great service,
Yeah.
amazing service. Cast members were amazing. They really were. We'd spoken to so many. We were approached by a couple of managers. I think it's because of the accent, and they were just like welcoming us back. It was.
That's so
it was-
nice.
It was
The amount
brilliant.
of people that said it was nice to hear a British accent.
Yeah.
They've missed us as much as we've missed them.
Yeah.
They have.
And especially you've got some Brits that have moved out there and are working out there.
Yeah.
So for them not
The
to be able
British cast
to,
members
Yeah.
were really
Yeah.
happy.
Oh, I bet. So, in terms of parks, how busy was it? I mean, because there's certainly looking over the last 6 weeks, I would say, looking at the parks, they've been crazy busy at times. And then other times they've been really, really quiet. So, what was your experience like?
I would say it's,
A bit like that. Sometimes they felt crazily busy and other times they didn't.
and we didn't. The problem is there's no busy day guide to go on.
Yeah. So you're kind
It's
of
all different at the minute because you've got a lot of people that are either using the Genie app and going by its recommendations, and going to like one part of the park then the other, or you've got people that will rock up at midday and just do what they normally would do. So in the afternoons, like we normally would do, we'd have lunch at a different time. It's to try and work out what's going to be the best crowd level. It's all thrown out the window because you don't know what's going to happen, what's coming up. So we queued for, I think the first time we did Rise of Resistance, we queued for that and it was 90 minutes.
It was about 90 minutes in total.
So
That's not
Wasn't
bad.
bad.
to be honest, for that,
And then at that point, the park had been open for
an hour and a half.
an hour and a half-ish. So
it's-
that wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
Because we'd looked in another day and it had been open 5 minutes and it was 100 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a bit unpredictable.
It's a bit
I was
unpredictable.
about to
at the
say
minute.
that, like, first
I-
season, like, theme
Yeah.
park goers like us, it's all
It's
changed
not
now because
consistent,
It's so
yeah.
unpredictable.
And the thing to think about, if you're staying in a deluxe resort or one of the chosen Disney resorts, make sure you do the extra 2 hours on certain days, which you have to look on Disney's website for. They're not on the park hours. They're on a certain website on Disney's website, certain page,
Wow.
which will tell you what. It's normally Wednesdays and Fridays, whether it's Epcot or Magic Kingdom, but you have to be staying at Deluxe Resort or DVC, and you get 2 extra hours in the park.
And is that in the
Only
evening?
an-
You get 2 extra hours.
In the
Yeah,
evening,
Or-
yeah.
only an hour at Epcot.
Is that only an hour? at
Yeah, because
Epcot?
Epcot always closes at 10.
Right.
Yes, because it was to 11.
And you used those hours. Did you use them?
We did once. There was only one time where
Once.
we were in that park, because problem is you have to have a park reservation that day.
Well,
Oh, so if
But
you're
then
being
it's
smart, you can plan it, but it's a
Yeah.
bit.
yeah, it's a good thing. We did it a time after we used Genie, and we found we had better. We managed to do 5 attractions in an hour, and that includes 7 Doors, Big Thunder, Under the Sea,
Wow.
Winnie the Pooh,
And Pirates of the
and
Caribbean
Pirates
was
of the
the other
Caribbean.
one.
In less than an hour.
And is there still stuff that's closed? So for me, some of the attractions that I really love, like Enchanted Tales of Belle,
Yeah,
things
that's
like that
still
still closed.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're slowly opening up the meet and greets again. They reopened the mini meet and greet in Hollywood Studios while we were in Animal Kingdom one day. They didn't announce it anywhere.
It was just opened on the
It
app.
was just
isn't
1
it?
minute. It was one day it was closed, and the next day it was open on the
And
app.
it's like, I think we
so-
found out a few days before
Okay.
we went that Mickey was starting to meet again, and that was
Yeah.
good.
He only ever seemed to have about 5-10 minute wait.
Yeah, I
for
never
a meet
saw
and
it
greet
over
with
5
Mickey.
minutes.
Yeah, I think we also said on one of our Wafflers Wednesdays, was a couple of weeks ago, just really how the announcements at D23 have kind of speeded up the reopening an awful lot of this. So, whilst you guys didn't get to see it, I think the intention is now that
Yeah.
they're looking at pushing this much more towards a totally reopened experience for so many guests, and hopefully, Gill, by the time you guys get out there, you're going to see a completely different experience again. So it might be another one that we come back as a podcast.
We'll need to.
I keep you informed because now we can go. We've got Gill and Peter are going early next year, so we can feed to everyone. It's brilliant.
That's it.
It's really good because Epcot, when we were there previously, there was 1 million walls. There are still lots of walls.
Now there's just a dozen or so.
But the thing is, when you walk into the park, there's a big square where the Moana the walkthrough is. So, and the good thing is you just have to walk around it. So you just, when you come out of Spaceship Earth, you can't turn left. You have to go right.
Okay.
So just because it takes you back around by the seas, or you have to go around by. Yeah, the only thing we didn't try, which I was slightly annoyed about, was Club Cool. Every time we went past, it looked like half an hour queue to get in.
Really?
Yeah,
I'd pay the $16 for the Coke experience rather than stand in that queue, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was just, it wasn't worth it. And it's because of the social distancing that needs doing there for a clean between.
I think it's such a small store as well, they can only have so many people in.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that.
So, in terms of, I know, so it's probably worth saying at the moment, it's 1st of December, which means this afternoon, if you're in America, and this evening if you're in the UK, at 8:30 UK time or 3:30 Eastern, we've got a Wafflers Wednesday, and that means tonight we are going to be talking about our favourite subject, food. We're going to be talking about all the restaurants that we love and Ben and Becca managed to experience while they were in Orlando. So I'm going to skirt across the food slightly, but is there any way you really want to mention in terms of your experience with food on this trip? Because I know you had some stuff planned that you may or may not have got round to.
Yeah, we missed Katsura Grill, which we were disappointed in, but it was just when we got later in the trip.
What?
I know.
What?
But when we got later in the trip, we weren't going back to Epcot. We'd done Epcot in that first week. We've been like 4 times.
I think Claire and I
do Epcot. Sorry, there's so many things in that particular statement that are irritating me.
We did Epcot more than Sammy has.
Number 2.
Restaurant. And that was
That's not true. We went to the tequila bar too.
Yes, we did go to.
Come back to. Yeah. We had done Epcot because that
we were. It's not that we'd done Epcot. It was just that we hadn't done the other parks.
Yeah.
If that makes more sense.
I told you. Epcot, one and done. One and done.
No, 4 times. 4 times.
We've done it 4 times.
4 times in the week.
Thing. We've done it. A lot, and we hadn't
done the rest.
Felt
of
like we'd spent enough time in the other parks.
No.
Yeah,
we did Magic Kingdom the first day, but we were only there till
about 2-ish,
3 o'clock before jet lag kicked in and we needed food. And then it was like, by the time we'd met up with people, we'd meet up with loads of people, which happened in Epcot. So
give us a few highlights. Give us the highlights, lowlights, like top 2, bottom 2 of restaurants that you.
Oh, okay.
And then we can expand later.
Top. Boathouse and Steakhouse 71.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Bottom 2?
Deluxe Burger and Skipper Canteen. Oh, sorry, no, Chicken Guy. There's too many. There's too many that I wasn't happy with this time.
At least you want to reply.
I'll ask the question everyone wants to know. Did you try and enjoy the donkey sauce?
Actually, the donkey sauce wasn't that bad.
It was much better than the chicken.
Was it the best thing about the whole place?
Yep, pretty much.
When the sauces are the best part about a restaurant, you know there's something wrong.
There's nothing wrong with Chicken Guy, okay?
Okay, there is if you like good chicken.
Talk.
I think out of everyone, I am the chicken connoisseur, and I would say that
I would much rather have chicken nugget, Disney nuggets.
I'd rather eat
chicken.
I'd rather eat Disney nuggets than chicken.
Both are equally good. Okay.
I'd rather eat McDonald's nuggets than Chicken Guy.
Okay, I'll put a picture. It looks like Chicken Guy. Looks like it's been run over with a steamroller. They're so thin.
Yeah.
It's just But it's very good value. Very good value for money.
You don't want it to be the same as every other chicken. Do you know what I mean? Like
decent chicken.
Edible.
No, but when I buy a chicken strip, I would like there to be some chicken in it.
There's chicken in it.
Oh, to be fair, the crunchy coating is the best bit, Becca. I think you're missing the point.
That's the only bit on it.
It's all crunchy coating.
Well, do you know what? I can't wait to try it.
I think.
I would have said Regal Eagle and Skipper Canteen as my least favourite.
Skipper Canteen definitely, but I probably wouldn't agree with Regal Eagle. I think it's just the choice of the menu depends on what you have.
Yeah,
that's fascinating.
But
yeah, lots more to talk about. And if you're watching this on the replay, then you can go back and you can rewatch. If it's after the 1st of the month, then go back and watch the replay of the Wafflers Wednesday from today. That will give you all the further information about the restaurants, because I'm sure there'll be more discussion about the lack of chicken guy, and more donkey sauce.
yes.
And then
just like only Ben and Becca had one job, and that was to do a Katsura grill. Chicken guy's only got one thing on the menu: chicken. You can't do chicken well, and your chicken guy.
You had to try the donkey sauce. It's famous.
Well, we had to get chicken with it. I didn't want to try donkey sauce.
To be fair, you could have gone to Katsura Grill and had an amazing meal.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey-ho.
We'll discuss that.
It's all right, Claire. Yeah, we'll hold them. We'll hold them to account.
You'll enjoy.
Help some people, John.
You'll enjoy when you have to do park reservations. It's not as easy as you think.
Yeah.
When you plan, and I think that's been a big change for us, where it's like, okay, well, yeah, let's do 4 parks in one day. Not if you want to. You have to switch at the earliest of 2:00. And it's like, well, I've done. What park did you first?
Yeah.
Do you want to spend all day?
Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And can you always go
close
to
to
the
the
second park? Can you choose any park to go to? There's no restriction after 2
as long as there's availability. So probably if there are busy days like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, that sort of thing, you're probably going to struggle. But it all depends on what ticket you've got as well. Because I know with annual pass holders, they're having more issues of getting days booked.
Yeah, because I think I read, was it a week before Thanksgiving, that what they did is they actually stopped any more reservations being made because they were completely full for Thanksgiving week, which is really unheard of, and I think for us would be really difficult to comprehend.
They've gone the next step now. They've stopped selling them. Yeah.
What, annual passes?
Annual passes,
Only the Florida resident one you can buy at the minute. They have paused it, and it looks like you can do it again in January, they expect.
I was going to say, presumably they paused till after the New Year period. Yeah. Gosh, that's quite a significant step, isn't it? Just to go.
When you think that they only started back in September.
Well, I think as well, guys, I think it'd be really important if you're listening to this and you're going for Christmas, go and have a most amazing holiday at Walt Disney World. But get in touch with us. Tell us how your holiday's going. Feedback on our socials, because actually we'd love to hear from you and actually see how busy it is or how empty it is. And I think that's the other side to it, because it seems to be well organised, and it just does it actually just all sort of fit into place, or is it that proverbial nightmare?
We have a tip for Disney, which will probably make them more money, which I know I probably shouldn't say.
No, I don't think it will.
I don't know. Okay, Disney,
don't tell Bob.
On the Lightning Lane, they need to change Expedition Everest to the Safari, because the Safari has like 2-hour waits, where
it's
Everest
anywhere
is
between about 50 minutes.
Everest is only 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
And it also got a single rider queue as well.
And they're charging $7 or $7 or $10 we saw on the app for like skipping a 10, 15, 20-minute queue. Why?
And
where people would pay that to skip Kilimanjaro safaris to get to the front.
You would think that safaris would be more lucrative though, because that's a family attraction as well. So everyone can ride that.
Everyone's going to do it.
So actually, rather than one person paying it to do the Lightning Lane for Everest while the family go and have a drink, you get 4 people paying to ride safari.
Yeah.
I can't believe they haven't thought of that. It's a bit odd.
What would be interesting is what they do if a ride's down, because when we go in January, Everest is down for refurb.
So they swap the Lightning Lane.
I don't think they will. I think they'll stop it. I think it'll just pause it on there. But because I don't think anyone's buying that one anyway. Maybe they've already planned that in for the moment because they know it's going to be down. I don't know. But should we quickly mention the 2 new fireworks shows we saw?
I think we should.
Yeah, go on.
What was your favourite? Harmonious or Enchantment?
I'm not feeling an overwhelming sense of joy listening to the tone of your voice.
I actually really enjoyed both of them.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Harmonious was technically amazing.
Good.
There is a subtle story.
It's very subtle,
It's very emotional.
but it is in there. You just have to look for it a little bit.
Okay.
And a lot of it does depend on where you're standing.
And
Okay.
you need to be in the right place.
So, tip: stand where the old fast pass
Sort of viewing area.
was.
Yeah, and in front of the
behind
shop, port of entry.
shop.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you stand
there.
Port of entry,
You'll
get
have
the
an
best
amazing view.
And I have to admit, it was better than Illuminations. If you
That
didn't,
wasn't difficult.
Sean's coming for you.
I have to admit, I liked Illuminations,
I didn't.
but I think this is better than Illuminations. Once
Can I
you
just
see it in
make a public
person,
apology for what Ben has just said.
it's not the hat.
We've just lost.
Remember, anything I say,
I'm sure when Illuminations first came out, it was amazing.
yeah,
But we didn't see it.
we saw it in
its
its latter
peak.
years.
We
Where
saw it in its latter years, where it was old, it was tired, and the story wasn't actually that relevant.
no,
Yeah. No, I disagree. I always would disagree.
yeah,
I know.
I disagree as
What-
well.
But I would also, what I would agree with that, I actually felt that the fireworks in the last few years of Illuminations was certainly nowhere near were on a par of what it was maybe sort of 5 years ago.
yeah.
There was the technology and I think that the launch badges had significantly deteriorated. So I think you guys are lucky because you actually have now been able to see. You got Epcot. You got to see Epcot Forever.
Yeah.
How did it compare with that? Because I love the music for Epcot Forever. I just thought that was a wonderful show. Which actually, I still think they could have eked that out for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should
They could
have. I think they could have, but I think Harmonious is great when you don't visit Epcot during the day.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, because you
tacos
don't
on the
see the setup, you
Stargate
don't
are
see
a
the
bit of
Stargate
an
before
eyesore.
tacos.
Yeah.
You don't see the setup. You don't see the monstrosity that is in the lagoon. you don't see that. But when
It's
you're
too
there at
dark.
night, it's dark. You've got the fireworks. You've got the show.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Harmonious is what Rivers of Life wanted to be, but never quite managed to be.
Yeah, I would say it's very
With
close
fireworks.
to World of Colour.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say it's more akin to World of Colour than Rivers of Light.
Yeah.
I think I preferred Enchanted ever so
Enchantment.
slightly. Enchantment, if I can get the name right, Enchantment, ever so slightly. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I actually quite enjoyed it.
As probably the biggest fan of Happily Ever After, when I first saw it on the stream, I thought, no, I don't like it at all. I went there, watched it twice. I cried my eyes out both times. It was so emotional. It was such a good show, and Disney, you've done justice.
The
It's
story
really
is
good.
a bit more in your face in that one.
Yeah,
Not as much
it's a
as
mixture.
Happily Ever
I would say
After,
of Happily Ever After and Wishes combined.
but
I'll be
it's
interested to see if you
slightly less on the projections.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if you feel that same emotion on your next trip back, or whether that was
So
about the
will
fact
I.
you've just been able
Yeah.
to go back there. And to be fair, and not doing them a disservice, but any Disney fireworks are going to be better than what we've had for 2 years, which is
That
none.
is true.
So
I have to
I'm
admit,
really
if Disney went up with a
interested-
sparkler, I'd have been happy. It's,
See,
Yeah, exactly.
with Enchantment,
Yep.
with Enchantment, I didn't actually get the emotion of it until the second time I saw it from a slightly different view, where I could see the projections a little bit better.
I think the frustration with both shows, and Disney are always going to have the problem when they've got projections, is no one's going to get the perfect view.
Yeah.
And
Especially
I
on
think
the
that's the thing, is that's why I think you're getting so many mixed opinions, because we spoke to Nate, Page and Mr. Morrow, and he'd seen Harmonious 7-8 times, and
Yeah.
he said the only time he's ever seen it was when we were with him when we saw it from Port of Entry, and that is the best view to see the entire show.
Okay.
Anywhere
Well, that's a really
else,
good tip. And anyone can
anywhere
stand
else
there.
you see.
You don't have to. There's no space reservation or
Although
anything like that anymore.
there is a handicap spot to the right. in
Okay,
front
and is there
of
any
the
like
other
dessert
store?
party? Is there any dessert
Not a-
party or anything around there?
Not round
not
there,
round
no.
there,
But there's
but
a Rose and Crown.
There is a Rose and Crown
Okay.
dining
people-
But that's
thing.
not that's not the best place to watch it from. Though, so.
No, but the value of it is very good.
Yeah, apparently it's the second best place to see it though.
It's $60. $60, 3-course meal prefix, unlimited drinks.
Oh, clear.
Now we're talking.
We didn't do it.
We didn't do it because it wasn't.
We're relying on word of
available.
mouth on this.
Drinks included at the Rose and Crown. At
John, I'll see you there.
I think we need a Wafflers Wednesday.
$10 a pint. That's it. Sorted.
Wafflers Wednesday.
Also,
From
talking
the
of dessert
free drinks at the
parties.
Rose and Crown.
I'm booking my flight now.
Talking of dessert parties, we went to we did the Enchantment dessert party for the first viewing that we saw of it, and we didn't realise alcohol was included. So when they upped the price a couple of years ago, they snuck in alcohol over 21s
at the same time.
Okay.
So, and it was unlimited.
That's all right then.
Fair.
So-
That's good. I hope you did it justice.
Yeah.
And did you see the Kite Tales show as well?
Yes.
I was
I really wish I hadn't.
I know where this is going. That's really naughty of me, Claire. That really is.
Yeah, kite tails.
Oh,
Wish I hadn't.
Words that rhyme with kites.
Right
Yeah.
tails. Is that right, John?
Yeah, exactly.
Kite Tales.
Bright tails.
Yeah, exactly.
Light tails. Set light to it.
The
That's
Lion
fun.
King one is better than the Jungle Book one. Simply
Is that because it worked?
no, because the bigger kites are they've got more intricate designs on them.
Okay. And they're all,
Okay, but
they're all
don't
digits,
look what's happening to
aren't
Timon and Pumbaa.
To be
It's
fair,
not family friendly.
Timon looks terrified. Timon looks terrified. That's what I'll say.
Let's move on swiftly. For those who haven't seen it, you did
Head over to our YouTube channel to
As I
find
say, you
out.
did
It
a
will
video
be
from it.
Something will be on there.
yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Disney have added to it because they know that
It's crashing.
it is
and
crashing a lot. So
burning.
they put a thing
Quite
at the beginning. What goes up must come down is now included in the title. Is in,
Oh,
in
really?
the introduction. Yes.
that's
They make a joke of it as
That's
it's going. So
hysterical. How
think
long
it's
is
got
that
to
going
look-
to last? That's not going to
I
stay.
think
is
it's.
I don't think it's
no.
going to last long.
I reckon they'll wait until after Peter and Jill have been. And once Peter and Jill have been, I've had to endure it.
it?
That'll
Going
be
the
it.
same way
Hey, I
as
want
the
to see
Rivers
it as
of
well.
No, you
No,
don't.
you don't, Sammy.
You really don't.
It'll be
Sammy.
gone by then.
You need to go to
thing is-
Epcot. You need to spend more time in Epcot. And I had a great idea. What the
Okay.
problem they've got there is there's only a small number of kites because of the amount of space they've got. Because they've got the jet skis that probably used to be in Epcot forever. What they need to do is during the day have it in the Epcot sort of
What,
roadshow
jumping
things
through
they
the
do.
sky?
Yeah. But have more kites because the thing is they need more space.
You know what?
So I think that the more they have, the more that will keep things occupied and moving throughout the day. You don't need to sit down
That's
for 15 minutes.
Not even
For-
the problem. The problem is those huge kites are ugly and they look cheap. They look like something you'd buy out of the pound shop.
Or the dollar store in the US.
Oh, really?
And they
Yeah.
don't fly.
No.
That's the main problem.
Because the smaller ones
When they
look
fly, they just don't
amazing.
land very well.
The smaller ones look really good and they
You just get in
land
the
very
danger
well. And
No, we watched
no
it
one's
a few
allowed to
times.
sit in the danger
No.
zone.
Danger zone.
It never used to be called Danger Zone until it crashed the first time.
It's like- Brilliant. And then finally, you got to catch up with a few friends, didn't you?
We did.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, I don't think you did much else looking at your the live feed and all the stuff on the Waffles arms. It was just like it was like the Ben
There's
and
this
Becca
person and this
meet and
person.
greet talk.
Yeah, it was. We should have had put on the
Should have put
Disney
t-shirts.
apps like, we're on the
Yeah.
list.
This is it. Disney
Meet and
Genie
greet.
is sending you to meet Ben and Becca.
We'll have to charge it. Was it $7, $15 a day?
Yeah,
Lightning Lane.
$15 each. That's it.
Yeah.
Is that each
Is
Is that each person? So $30.
Yeah. Perfect. Or they choose which one of you they want to meet. Well, that causes a whole.
Oh,
other
that's
issue.
awkward. Do you know what? There were so many people that we'd spoken to that wanted to meet up and just things didn't happen, right? But for everyone that we did, we just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who just made us feel so welcome. It felt so great to be back. And friends that we've spoken to throughout the pandemic. It was just so great to see them all. And it really was. And thank you, Jason. And thank you, Carlos, for paying for our food.
I was going to say thank you to Zach as well for
Yes.
taking time out of his day, a couple of
Yeah.
his days to ferry items around for Jason for us
Yeah.
and to ferry us around as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
the The Zach.
Oh, yeah. Zach to the
he
rescue.
very kindly offered to take us to Disney Springs one afternoon.
Yeah, and
while he was dropping something off for Jason.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you had an absolutely crazy filled 12 days, and you've got 6 months to wait till you go back.
9 months. We're going out in July.
July.
So
Okay,
however many months that is.
It's not that much.
Not long,
8 months.
not long, is it?
8 months.
It's going to go quickly.
Yeah. We've already looked at flight prices and gone, oh no.
And then we looked at JetBlue and indirect, and that wasn't as bad.
Funny enough, actually, the cheapest at the moment is going from Gatwick with JetBlue.
Yeah,
Indirect,
it is expensive next year. I think everyone's seeing the same thing, unfortunately.
Black Friday's coming though, isn't it? So maybe some.
Sales already on.
I'll tell you what,
Already on, and they're the same price as they were last week.
Boxing Day's coming up, so hopefully.
Yeah, January sales maybe.
We'll be building an ark in order to get to the state. It might be cheaper to just build some form of floating vessel.
If that Disney magic is still going around somewhere,
might be cheaper to get the transatlantic cruise.
Yeah.
That's all right. Anyone fancy swimming?
Talking of swimming, Gill, it was a bit wet in Paris when you were there, wasn't it?
I was wondering where this segue was going.
It rained
Actually,
a little bit in Paris.
A little bit, but actually mostly it was dry and cold, which is fine. Yeah, so that's the way I like it.
That's what you always take the weather with you, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I like that song. Gill, how was Disneyland Paris? Obviously, Peter's not with you tonight.
Yeah,
so you can say what you want about him.
Yeah, it was utterly magical. Just to be there, to walk through those gates, and just to see the park all Christmased up, and Mickey and Minnie standing at the top of the railroad, singing Christmas songs to us, and just to be back in our happy place was utterly amazing. We did as much Christmassy stuff as we could. The new Christmas parade is excellent and should be seen at night.
Okay.
At the moment, they are running it 2:15 and 6:15.
Okay.
And 6:15 is, of course, after dark. So, and it's a short parade, but it is all sparkly. You've got all the main characters that you want. There's just so much sparkle happening. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Joe, is it like my ears?
It's as sparkly as that, yeah.
Just imagine. They're still not dead yet. I said,
yeah. Yeah.
It's still going.
It's still going.
Yeah. And it's just magical to watch that and to see all the characters just walking past you and waving and looking so happy to see people in the park again. It's just great.
Yeah, definitely. And so in terms of attractions, was there anything that you obviously you've done everything, haven't you? So Peter has.
Yeah.
You don't do everything.
No, I don't do everything.
Were there Christmas overlays on Small World and things like that?
Not yet, no. I know that Small World is going down for a short refurb soon, so I suspect that the Christmas overlay will happen then. But no, not so much on the attractions at the moment. They are pretty much as they normally were. Not much was closed. The only attraction that was down at the moment was Orbitron, which I never ride anyway. I like to look at it. It's one of those attractions that looks beautiful to look at, particularly in the dark. Yeah, but difficult to ride with any degree of dignity if you are female.
I agree.
Yeah,
it's not one that I do.
No. But yeah, we managed to do pretty much everything we wanted to do. The waits were very low. Mostly 15 minutes or so. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. And then let's get to the meaty bit. You stayed at the New York Art of Marble Hotel, didn't you?
Oh my gosh. Now, can you see my pin?
Can see your pin. So for those listening, Gill has the most amazing pin. We'll put a photo of it on the show notes.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the hotel was in some ways the highlight of the stay, which sounds really bad because I do love being in the parks, honestly. But oh my word, it's so luxurious. It is sleek. It is beautiful. #Starkitecture. Yeah, it is. It is. Just marble, not so much Marvel theming, because that makes it sound tacky, which it isn't. It is grown up, it is sophisticated, it is sleek, but children will be happy because they can see their favorite characters, they can see lots of artwork and so on. So I wouldn't say that it would be off-putting for children, but it certainly appeals to adults. Even adults who don't know one Marvel film from another would enjoy it, I think, because it's just beautiful.
And also, Jill, can I also add as well, because by the wonders of Disneyland Paris Wi-Fi, which had Sammy and I completely on edge for a while. If anyone's actually want to go and watch that, with Wafflers Wednesday on our YouTube channel from the 17th of November, we were across at Disneyland Paris with Peter and Jill, but we were in the hotel, and you actually gave us a most amazing tour of just the detailing. And it was a complete joy to be able to see what they'd done to the hotel. It was just, I know you said that you'd paid a little bit extra for the upgrade, but I tell you what, it would be
worth it.
It's a destination choice if you're going to DLP, isn't it? Because
it is.
It just changes. It changes like hotel stays forever, and I can only see that now happening in other Disney parks because of the amount of attention to detail that they've taken. It would fit in amazingly in Orlando, and I think that's the next step, isn't it? It's just I know there's already been rumored bits of land that have been earmarked for hotel building in Orlando. You can see that happening very, very simply.
It is well named as well. It's a long name. It's Hotel New York, The Art of Marvel, which how the heck do you fit that on a luggage tag? But it is very much the art of Marvel. The art is the important thing. You see all these specially commissioned pieces of artwork. You have some in your room. You have them everywhere in the public areas. If you go back and have a look at that Wafflers Wednesday, you will see there's a picture of Claire.
Claire's on the wall.
As Gamora, the picture of Gamora is just the image of Claire. It's just like, did she actually go and model for it?
And you know what? I saw that, and I was laughing so much because it's just weird, isn't it? You know what? I wish I did look like that. It'd be nice.
It's like this our Wafflers Assemble Halloween episode.
Yes.
There we go.
But there's just so much artwork and it looks amazing. There is also, you can do a little tour. We didn't do the tour of they do a sort of tour of the artwork, which we didn't get time to do, but you can also do a tour of a Marvel themed exhibit where you can basically pose for photos in various different spots and also meet Spider-Man.
My boyfriend.
We met Spider-Man and we hung out in Spider-Man's bedroom. And when I say hung out, hung from the ceiling.
Living my fantasies, Joe.
This episode's taken a funny turn, isn't it?
I know. Okay, let's stick with a family-friendly moment.
So yes, we hung from the ceiling in Spider-Man's bedroom, which is interesting. Yeah, and you can only do that if you're actually staying at the hotel.
Oh, that's
good. Okay.
Do they do character? Sorry, Claire.
No, go.
Just curious. Do they do character meet and greets in the hotel or no?
It was just the Spider-Man. It was just the Spider-Man one. I wouldn't be surprised if later on they might have one or two other ones. But also if you go to the Skyline Bar. It's a similar idea to the Space 220 restaurant at WDW, and there's a similar bar on the ships, or some of the ships, where you see the background, you see Stark Tower, and
it's
every
New
so
York
often,
from
it's New York, and every so often a character will nip past, and you'll suddenly see the Quinjet, or you'll see Spider-Man going past, or whatever, and that's very cool.
Yeah, it's a very, very cool digital window, isn't it? It's awesome. So Jill, I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you because like Hotel New York has always been my favourite hotel in Disneyland Paris. I love all of them, but the Hotel New York, for some reason, I just love the previous Art Deco theming. Now, I know you stayed there as well when it was Art Deco. Do you think this is...
No, we didn't.
Did you never stay there? Okay.
No.
Did you ever go into it when it was themed like that?
Yes, we've eaten there previously. Manhattan was a favourite restaurant previously. But yes, and we'd been in and we did like it, but somehow I could never justify the extra money to stay there rather than Sequoia.
Do you think this is better?
Yeah.
This is better than the previous theming? Because I was, I am still a little bit sad that the original theming for that hotel has gone.
Yeah.
I can understand why, and I can't wait to see it. But it just, I love the old theming. I thought it was so beautiful, and the ice rink and all of that stuff that came with the New York Rockefeller thing.
It is a shame about the ice rink, but but yes, I know. I think it's amazing. And as I say, I'd never stayed there previously, but if I could take that bed home. Last night I was home in bed, lying in bed, thinking, why is my bed not nearly as comfortable as the one from the New York? It was like sleeping on a cloud. It was amazing. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what did you eat? So you said Manhattan used to be a favourite. Yes. Is it still a favourite?
Yes. Well, we had a bit of an issue at the Manhattan. Our starters were lovely. Our desserts were lovely. Our main course came out cold. Which
is a bit of an issue for you, isn't it?
It's the gripe we often have at WDW and on the ships and DLP and everywhere. It seems to be a Disney thing to serve lukewarm food. So we sent it back. We were very nice about it, but we said, sorry, but it's cold. And it came with this dish of little mini garlic roasted potatoes, which were piping hot and absolutely gorgeous. So we said, yeah, we'll keep those, please. So we kept those and we had those while we were waiting. And we'd said to our server, please don't bring us any more potatoes. These are fine. So then he came with the new chicken. And it was just saltimbocca. So it's chicken wrapped in Parma ham with a filling. And it came out and it was just that with a sauce, no veg or anything. And 2 more massive plates of these potatoes.
That's like a result.
I know. I'd be like, yes, more potatoes. Thank you.
More potatoes.
But we just couldn't eat that many, and we had specifically said, please don't. So we said to our server, look, we did say we didn't want them. Please, can you take them away? Oh, you're not being charged. No, we know we're not being charged. We just don't want them, and it's food waste and so on. So we ended up asking for a manager, and the manager came and spoke to us, and we said, look, blah, 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 food waste. He couldn't really see what the issue was either. And the chicken still wasn't really hot, but we ate it anyway. But then our server obviously got assigned to somebody else and cut us dead for the rest of the evening. Literally would not look at us.
Oh dear.
So, but I will say the rest of the meal was lovely. Our desserts were lovely. We were suitably enthusiastic about our desserts. And we would definitely go back there. Downtown, the buffet. Yes, it's busy, it's noisy, it's full of excited kids. Fine. But the food is very, very good. The desserts in particular, there's a lot of Marvel-themed desserts. Little baby Groot.
How could you eat Groot?
I know, little baby Groot.
That's mean.
Yeah. And there was a Captain Marvel shield dessert and a Captain America dessert and all sorts of different ones. And yeah, that was very good. Silver Spur we ate at, which was also great. So yeah, most of our meals were fine. First night, actually, I wasn't well. So we ended up, Peter went to Earl of Sandwich and I basically stayed in bed. But yeah, we had some really good meals. We also checked out the Gourmet Winter Festival in the studios.
Yes.
Just to please John, we went for a quick crepe. Because you've got to have crepe in
it's the gag that keeps on
Yeah.
again and again. You mention it once,
Yeah.
and it crops up throughout. So yeah, well done for that. Thank you.
John, do you mean it creeps up?
It crept up. Hey, he's here for the festive season, guys. Rent him out now.
Yeah, we had buckwheat pancakes and we had hot mulled wine. So yeah, that was really nice. Yeah,
fantastic. It sounds like you had a lovely time. Did it snow on Main Street?
Yes, we had snow.
Yeah,
lovely. That's the important
we
bit.
met Santa Stitch.
Oh,
Excellent.
cute.
which was nice. Yeah. We had a few magic shots as well. We didn't do many character selfies because unless the queue is very short, I don't normally bother. The queue for Stitch was not long.
That's good.
We were lucky. And we got some really nice magic shots as well. So that was fun.
Brilliant. So that sounds like you've both had international trips that were fabulous. And hopefully the rest of us can get there soon too. Yeah, let's hope so.
I hope so.
But let's go back to the fact that today's the 1st of December. So that means that it's, we're entering, I know some people are already there, but we are entering the festive season in my brain at the beginning of December. And I thought it would be quite nice if we just had a little chat about our favourite Christmas park thing. So when I say thing, it could be a food item, it could a ride overlay, it could be a character's Christmas costume. So I'm going to go around and ask people what they love about Christmas in the parks. It might be something you've experienced, it might be something you haven't. So I'm going to start with Sammy because you've been quiet.
Well, I haven't actually ever been during Christmas time. As everyone knows, I'm a Halloween gal, so I usually go during Halloween. But there seems to be loads of really cool things to do during like the festive time. One of the main ones I would love to do is the Jingle Cruise. I think that would probably be top of my list because everyone loves Jungle Cruise. So a festive overlay just sounds like absolute amazingness wrapped into a little boat. So yeah,
I'm just thinking, Ben and Becca, you went live from the Jingle Cruise, didn't you?
Oh,
and I
did.
remember that because I was watching it, and the only person laughing
was Ben.
Was Ben.
Yeah.
I remember I was
The rest of the boat was silent, and all I could hear was Ben chuckling away.
To be fair, you can only hear Ben because he was right next to the microphone. I was having a chuckle as well.
It was so funny though,
it was
because
brilliant.
nobody else on the boat was laughing at all, and it was just like, "Where are you people? Why are you not joining in?"
I know, it was funny. It really was.
The
skipper was really good as well. It was just like,
I think it's so funny taking people who don't know anything about Jungle Cruise onto Jungle Cruise because they just do not get it.
no, they just think it's like it's just like a little tour.
Yeah.
They just think, oh, I'll ignore the person at the front of the boat.
They really,
they
just don't get it. They think it's very serious, and these jokes are actually meant to be funny, and it's not all that. And then they're sitting there like, what? So I think.
And if you do it at Christmas, it's not the backside of water anymore; it's the backside of eggnog.
Really?
Even better. Even better for the people who don't get it. It'll go right over their heads.
I was just getting ready to shout O2H, but no.
But yeah,
Jingle Cruise sounds great. I think, I haven't seen it.
Be top of my list, definitely. But Santa Stitch is close second.
What about you, John?
Where do I start?
I said one item.
Oh, I've got 3 on my list.
I tell you what, choose one, and we'll do honourable mentions at the end. Maybe.
To be fair, Claire is the queen of breaking the rules, so you do what you want to.
But I'm in charge tonight, so it's my rules.
Well, it's quite nice this because I'll start off. I'll mention Castle Dreamlights, but they're not doing that at present.
No, you can't have that. They're not there. That
used to be the most amazing thing that you'd walk in.
The next thing is Osborne Light. I'm going to kick you out.
No, I was going to mention Candlelight Processional because I deeply love that show. I'll leave Gill to talk about that. But I'm actually going to mention the whole fact that it's actually the small detail that if you actually just look around you, some of the planting within some of the gardens, within all of the parks, the planting that goes on is quite incredible. It's just like it just exudes that whole Christmassy feeling, the colours of it, the choice of plants, and yet for many people you just walk past and just say, oh yeah, that's great, it looks really nice, I'll take a picture, on you go. But actually the effort and the time that must have gone in to actually changing it, and it does change seasonally, have a look at a range of different photos throughout the year. And particularly when you get into the hub in Magic Kingdom, is that area around the statue with Walt and Mickey. And it just adds, it's just a little bit of detail that if you don't notice it, that's fine. You can live with that. But when you do notice it, you just begin to start, your eyes open because it's there. It's there throughout the other parks, and it's there in places you don't perhaps even think. And that's the bit I truly love about the Christmas overlay. It's going seeking out those little tiny bits that are different, as opposed to what it's like in the middle of summer, or it's like it's spring, or even at Sammy's time when it's Halloween. And it does change, and it's just to me it's an absolute joy to just sort of look at that level of detail. It might just be a me thing, but it's just
no, not at all, John. I think I've experienced that at Disneyland Paris, where they've and certainly I think fairly consistently the colours for Christmas at Disneyland Paris are blue and silver.
Yeah,
and they do decorate particularly the borders in Fantasia Gardens as you walk into the park, just before you go through under the Disneyland Hotel. The borders there get redone for Christmas, and they're almost like a heather that they plant, and they're almost split into quadrants, and some of them are sprayed silver, and it's just amazing. Suddenly this blue and silver planting appears. But you might not realise that that's done specially for that season. So I think you're right. It change, and it's the small things that change that give the bigger picture, isn't it? It gives the overall.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I know I keep coming back to this point, but it's not a problem if you don't recognise it. That's fine. But when you go and seek out that little scrap of magic, that what sets any of the Disney parks differently from many others, is that attention to detail, and is that attention to just what is just sort of nudging at your senses, and you don't even know it yourself. And that's might be the scent of the flowers. It might be it's quite a crazy thing to be mixed up in. But once you start looking, you can't resist continuing, and then it goes from there. Apologies to all listeners, it does become a little addictive.
So I'm going to jump in with mine next before I go to somebody else, just because I'm worried someone's going to nick it. Quite frankly, for me, the thing that I love most, and I haven't been to Walt Disney World at Christmas, so I can only speak for Disneyland Paris, but I'm assuming it happens at Disney World as well, is the change to the Main Street background loop music. Ooh. So for me, walking under the train station to the Christmas music that's going on, and that background loop for Main Street is just so atmospheric. It's a thing that you can enjoy it from home as well as, in the park. And it's that thing that makes me know I'm there at Christmas, and B, know exactly where I am in the park. And whether that be Carol of the Bells or, Chants de Noël or anything like that, that just, it's just like so amazingly beautiful, the music. And it's so different to the normal background loop. I do tend to have it on repeat in my house and at work and on my phone, in my car. But I love that background.
Every time the Muppet Christmas Carol bit comes round, people around who start singing. We start singing. It's in the singing of a street corner choir.
I'd also add as well, Claire, Chants de Noël from Disneyland Paris. If anyone hasn't heard it, get it up on YouTube. It is quintessentially Disney, but it's also quintessentially so much attached towards Paris and that theme park, and again in these days where we're actually complaining about the fact that Disney becomes like sort of every part wants to be the same. That song and the soundtrack for Christmas is like in our house, it gets cranked up, and it's just like it took us back to a day. I can't even remember
when it was.
It was about certainly about must have been 15 Christmases ago this year, because we went.
Specific.
Yeah, because our Joe had only just been born, and we drove to Paris for Christmas, and it was just that thing that stuck with all of us, and it was just brilliant. It was just like, and every Christmas ever since.
2009. Yeah, so 2009.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Really?
So
there you go.
Yeah. So
you don't hear it much now, but sometimes when they do the tree lighting, you hear a little bit of it.
Okay.
Oh, it's that is just so beautiful. It's one of those it's one of those tracks that I hear it and I'm just
Beautiful.
like, I'm there.
It's absolutely beautiful.
I've got hot chocolate in my hand, theoretically.
Oh.
Yeah, right. We don't believe you.
No. Yeah. Jill.
Yeah. Okay, then. I won't say Osborne Lights then. Because again, you can't. Even though that for me that is it. That is the reason I wanted to go to WDW in the first place.
Yeah,
all those years ago. I've actually only ever been to WDW at Christmas time, in November and December. So this time will be the first time I've seen it not Christmased up.
Oh,
so that is going to be strange. But for me, one of the big things is the Christmas parade, which features these guys, toy soldiers. This is the Donald version. Donald has joined the toy soldiers.
Yeah. That's cute. I like him.
Yeah, and brought him back this week.
He's cute.
But I love the toy soldiers. There was an advert a few years ago, don't know if anybody remembers it, that was on TV, where they had one of the toy soldiers training to audition for the parade.
Oh, I don't remember that.
It follows him, sort of learning the sort of doing a little training montage and then getting his place in the parade. And I just watched the heck out of that. It was such fun.
Aww.
Yeah. And I'll have to see if I can find it. But yeah, love the parade, anything to do with the parade, but particularly the toy soldiers, and just love them. Yeah.
So do you prefer the parade in Walt Disney World, or because I have a bit of a thing about the Disneyland Paris Christmas parades in terms of the fact that I haven't seen the most recent one this year's. I think the one that was around a couple of years ago was fine, but the one before that was my favourite. And I think there is something about the structure of the previous parade, the one before parade.
Yeah,
had Goofy at the beginning, and it was. They're
different. They're different things. The Disneyland Paris one was more of a cavalcade, so basically shorter, and you didn't have to stake a spot out for it. It just happened several times a day, and you were always there for it. I loved it. I loved the fact that you got We Need a Little Christmas and various other songs in there as well. But yeah, the WDW one that happens at the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, or normally does when they have them. The first time we saw that was 2010, and for me, there's never been a better one than that. Yeah. When we saw it again in 2014, it was good. It wasn't as good. It had been taken over by Frozen and Ralph and Vanellope and various creatures. Okay. And, I can see how they fit, and that's fine. But the 2010 version for me was the best.
I think also what's interesting, Jill, is the fact that after the Christmas parties finish, that run towards Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day, they do still run the parade, and Christmas Day in particular with Santa at the very end. And I've got quite a touching bit of video, and it's just of my eldest son, and it's mightily embarrassing for him now since he's 18 and all that.
He's an adult.
Yeah, but actually for him he was just shouting across and just saying thank you, Santa, and Santa acknowledged him back. He was just, as a parent, you're just thinking of all the moments that for the rest of our Christmases as a family, we still talk about. It was so powerful. It was so amazing. And that really was, it was something that could never, ever be replicated. And yet, if you go after Christmas Day, Santa's gone back to the North Pole. Yeah. And Goofy replaces him on the last parade float. And
that's so cool.
It is. I just think that is just giving Christmas its actual reverential place, and I just thought that was such a lovely touch, and
Yeah.
I felt, and I feel for a lot of people who take young kids, and you're within a park. It is very busy, but actually, it's been done. It was certainly from our experience. It was done incredibly well. It really was.
Well, Santa wished me happy birthday.
Yeah, there you go. That's all you want.
In the parade, he actually pointed. He spotted my birthday button, and he pointed and he said, "Happy birthday to you." And I just lit up.
Yeah. Sometimes when you get the when you get that interaction on a parade, for me, I'm a firm believer in what you give to a parade, you get back. So actually, one of the challenges for us as a family is we're watching a parade, and the kids really get into this. To try and get the characters to notice, not just do their choreographed waving, which is that's lovely, and everyone gets a bit of attention. Actually, to get their attention while they're on the float or walking, you get a specific personal interaction, even as the float is going past. So we, as a family, will go all out to try and secure something different, and it's great fun. We've had all sorts of things happen with strange dances and but I'm going to come to Ben and Becca next. So Ben, tell me, what is your favourite Disney parks Christmas thing?
Well, I'm guessing it's anything that lights up, really.
My ears says
no. Oh, there's so much, from like Christmas merch to just special stuff that you get around the holidays. But for me, it's something that we started only a couple of years ago, and that was the Christmas tree trail, which is now the Christmas tree stroll at Disney Springs.
Oh, okay.
So it's really great, just time to spend out of the parks that you don't need a ticket for, which is great. And you get a little button at the end, which is your little surprise for finding all of them. So all you
do they give you a map?
Yep, you go and get a map because you need one for doing this. And they've all got stickers on there. So you then work out, when you go to the tree, it tells you in the bottom corner there's a little sign of what the tree is, but you've got to try and guess it first. So
okay, so it's a bit like the Remy hide and squeak stuff for Food and Wine and all that stuff, so you can match up
with Christmas trees.
Oh, that's so cool. And is each tree themed?
Yes, so you'll have, like, I think Moana,
Beauty and the Beast,
Nightmare Before Christmas,
Coco,
Stitch, Mickey
and
Minnie.
There was a Stitch one.
There was in 2019.
I think that's been replaced by Raya.
Raya and the Lost Dragon.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was really a thing. I thought it was just trees that are sort of scattered around. I didn't realise there was a specific thing to do.
Yeah, it's really good. I think it took us about an hour or two with a bit of shopping in the middle.
So grab some food to snack on as you're wandering around. It sounds great.
Yeah.
You don't even have to do it all in one go. You can do a couple one night.
The other good thing that I used to like at Disney Springs was, especially around Christmas time, was when you went into Ghirardelli's, that you get peppermint bark for free. Just little stuff, just to keep you going. But there's no free samples this year. So
bar humbug.
Yeah.
What about you, Becca? What's your favourite?
Oh, all of it. I love Christmas. Christmas at Disney is
one thing
even better. If I have to choose one thing, probably the Magical Menagerie at Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
They are so adorable. They're puppets. And some of them are on sticks, and some of them are the cast members are actually kind of
manhandling them.
Puppeteering, yeah. So
cute.
But they are adorable, and each one has its own name, its own personality.
I got chased by
got chased by one of the little penguins.
That penguin reminds me of Piplup, the Pokemon. It's very cute.
Yeah. It does. But and they're just so much fun and so relaxing as well, just to sit there and kind of watch them and watch them and play with them as well, because they interact with you.
The music that's been played at the same time is someone steel drums.
Or the violin, depending on.
So really, really fits the Animal Kingdom theme.
Yes, fantastic. Oh, that's so great. And thank you for sharing that. I think that there are so many amazing things in the parks over Christmas that whether that be like Snope on Main Street, you'll laugh about it, but it is amazing when it happens. And I've got so many photos of particularly Millie and like the excitement in her eyes when she stands in the middle of Main Street and the snow comes down on her. And it's just like you hear those little twinkly bells and then it comes. Or whether it's, I actually quite like the Christmas winter costumes for some of the face characters. So Belle wears her winter dark red dress with a cape and stuff. I think it's so nice when they change it up a little bit. And it is, John, it's the small things that you don't necessarily notice that add to the atmosphere of the season. So there's lots to see.
I think you stole my other one, Claire, which is the background music.
Yeah. The background music is amazing.
Especially in Animal Kingdom. I love the African-themed background music, Christmas overlays. Fantastic. They sound amazing.
So I think we're sort of coming towards the end of the show, but we're also coming towards the end of the year, and it is December. See what I did there? And let's face it, 2021 has possibly, and for some people, been even more challenging than 2020. And I didn't think this time last year I'd be saying that. We haven't really known if we've been coming or going, travel-wise, personal-wise.
Literally.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But I think there have been some positives that have happened amongst also sadness and frustration for all of us, whether that be cancelled trips or personal things that have been happening. So I just wondered whether each of us wanted to mention something in 2021 that was good and what they're hoping for in 2022, because there's I think next year is going to be better. I really hope so. And there's been so many positive things that have happened. So maybe a highlight and a projection. That would be great to hear from you all. So, Sammy.
Hopefully I'm going to steal all your answers and make you pick something else. So 2021 has to be the borders opening for us to go to America. And then my obvious answer for 2022, getting to go back to Orlando. I know it's obvious, but we've all been waiting for this for so long, and I don't want to get emotional, but I'm ready. I'm ready to be back.
Sounds like they're ready for you as well, Sammy. Apart from Chicken Guy.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
What about you, Gill?
Yeah, lots of talk about being people getting a double dose this year, and I had a double dose. I had a double dose of Disney. I had the UK staycation on the Magic, which was completely unexpected. Who would have thought back last year that we would actually have a chance to go on a Disney Cruise Line ship this year? But we did, and I got to Disneyland Paris. So that's not bad, actually. 2 doses of Disney in such a crazy year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And like everybody else, I'm looking forward to my next trip to WDW next year. Specifically, I made an ADR for the Boathouse.
I actually have the duck raz.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Have that blue cocktail with the rubber ducky in the top. It's really good.
I don't think there's anything
the
bad on
blueberry
that menu.
lemonade's quite nice as well.
It's duck raz all the way.
Yeah.
John, what about you?
Oh, do you know something? I'm gonna make this a little bit wider than just about Disney, because I actually feel that as a show, we've had the chance to talk to so many amazing people this year. We've also had the chance of being on other people's shows too, and that to me has been one of my personal highlights. I've absolutely loved the fact that we continue to grow as a channel. We continue to be positive about everything that we're doing, even when times are really bad. And I think that to me is the one thing that's sort of helped me through this year. More than anything else, is that whole thing about being positive about where we go. And I'm actually looking forward already to 2022, because I know that as a group, we've got many more amazing things that are going to happen. There's many more guests that we're going to speak to. And it just fills me with that sort of, that ability to wake up in the morning, go to work, and then know that I can listen to the Great British Mickey Waffle in the car. And it's just like, yeah, these guys are actually being positive about stuff. Instead of whinging, it's so easy to whinge about stuff. And I know I've said this all the way along, but you get nothing for whinging in life. And actually, I'm so proud of us guys because we've decided that, very early on that we were going to take that positive route. And I know that from all of the feedback that we've had from so many people, we've seen them through maybe some of their dark days. And we've maybe seen them through times where they didn't know when they were going to get back to Disney as well. So I'm really proud that we're part of that. And that's the ones I would take forward. I'm not looking forward to January when we revisit what we said our
God, I can't actually remember what mine was.
Resolution was, and I'm failed miserably. So keep listening for January because that's a must listen.
We need to work on our resolutions already.
Are you doing bloopers, Ben?
I think there's a lot.
I can't remember what my resolution was for this year, so I obviously didn't do it.
God. No.
Mine was to get to Disney at least once.
Didn't we all just say, let's just go?
I think there was a collective us, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah. But yeah, you need to listen in January because that's the one
back to that.
I have not addressed at all.
No, absolutely agree.
Oh, John, wasn't your social media, or was that?
Well, that was
the year before.
I'm prolific on social media.
John does more stuff on social media than I do.
Oh my goodness! So I'm going to jump in and say that 2021 has had its good and its high and its low points for me. And I think the highlight really has been the many different Disney communities that I am part of. So whether that be the Disneyland Paris Dream Team and my friends there, and I know some of them listen to this show, and the fact that we're so excited for 2022 because we've all been invited back for yet another year. So we've got a meet up in Disneyland Paris to come, and some exciting stuff for the Dream Team next year. In partnership with Disneyland Paris, so that's fantastic. But also places like the Here with the Magic Cafe and After Hours team and our friends in the different communities, WDW Radio, all of those people who are spread across the world who've really just kept me going through this year. In some really bleak moments where you just think, oh, can't have another trip cancelled, really, seriously, another one. And the positivity that they have offered in support has been outstanding. So I think for 2021, that is probably my highlight. 2022, well, who knows what it's going to bring. I will get to a park. By hook or by crook, I will get somewhere.
It'll be a car park.
Yeah, right. I don't know which park and I don't know when, but I'll be there. And I think that for me, it's about building our reach and our channel, and I look forward to doing that with all you guys. So yay, that's exciting.
Yes.
Becca, what about you?
I think the highlight of this year has to have been stepping back into Magic Kingdom for the first time. I mean, how could it not be? And I really wish everyone else had been able to do it as well.
We were there with you virtually.
You're to be fair, you were. Ben was streaming it at the time.
We were there on all the streams, the whole social media, and
get away from it.
Since you returned home.
Every time
I am very thankful that we managed to do it. I am very thankful for that, and I know how lucky we were. For next year, I think we're going again with my dad and his family, and I think seeing the look on my sister's face, because she's going to be turning 8 when we're out there.
Wow.
So I think seeing the look on her face when she walks down Main Street, when she meets some of those princesses, I think that's going to be amazing.
Put her on Big
Let the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique is back open.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully.
The one in the Grand Floridian's amazing, by the way.
It looked amazing. Out of all of them, it looks the nicest. Definitely.
That's the one where I took
poshest.
Millie, and it was incredible. top tip.
How much is it?
Too much.
Don't look at the price.
I'm trying
experience.
to remember. So it was 2019 that we went. So Millie was nearly 7. Nearly 7? Yeah, that's right, nearly 7. And I think it was like $189 plus VAT plus tax, so just over $200. But
Now
we were there for 2.5. We were there for 2 hours. We had the most incredible experience because I didn't tell her we were going. That included her dress, and she got she had the most incredible fairy godmother in training, who is still a friend, and we stayed in contact with. So
that's
special. Yeah.
What
about you, Ben?
Oh, as we all know, the last couple of years have been rough. Every time you take one step forward, it's 400 steps back. But do you know what the highlight of this year has just been? All your support, whether you're part of the Great British Mickey Waffle, everyone sending us messages while we're out on a trip, just every little bit that just made me just look at my phone every day, whether it's our WhatsApp chat at the end of every day, where it's like there's 500 messages that I've missed, or what's happened, or whether it's in our cafe chat, whether it's just anyone that's just reached out and just said that we're all in this together, just one step at a time, just help me through this year. And it's just been great to be able to share as much of Disney stuff that what our friends have been able to do for us since parks were open for them last year. When we got out there a few weeks ago, it was nice to be able to just share that excitement, and that now the borders are open, our next trips are going to happen. All we need to do is plan, book, and off we go. And then
there'll be none of that having to change over and over again.
No. Yeah, things are different at Disney, but the magic is still there even more than ever. But looking ahead to 2022, I'm looking forward to, like John said, where our channel, where we are going. We're talking to lots of people amongst different communities. Lots of things are growing. But I'm also just looking forward to just getting back out there and doing what we do in the parks the best. And it's just Guardians is opening next summer.
Yes, that's what he's looking forward to.
So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I'm with you on that. I'm a bit sad that Tron won't be open, but there's so much to come.
Yeah,
so much that is being promised.
And D23 in September. Hopefully, this D23 we'll know what's coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we'll know what's
Marvel
replacing.
Avengers Campus in Disneyland Paris.
Yep.
Yeah, that's opening next year.
Sounds
great. Be good. 2022's got a lot to
offer.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I think that we've had some tough times this year. I don't think any of us have achieved our New Year's resolution, but we'll cover that next month. And we can laugh about the fact that we said all sorts of fanciful things that haven't happened.
I really can't remember what mine was.
That's okay. That means you've achieved it.
That's
I think it means I haven't.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to re-listen to that episode, I think.
And we've got some really exciting content this year, so stay tuned. Thank you, guys. I've had so much fun doing this, and I think that it's been an amazing year, an amazing show, and it just leaves us to wish you all a very happy Christmas, peaceful festive season to our listeners and viewers, along with your friends and family. We really do value the time that you give us listening or watching us on our and the content that we put out. Remember, you can find us all at GB Mickey Waffle on any of the socials, and at our website at gbmickeywaffle.com. So I think there's only one thing left to say. In keeping with our international theme recently, and I'm hoping this is going to go well. I'm not sure it is, though. I'm a bit worried. Let's go, Becca.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Joyeux Noël.
Feliz Navidad.
Buon Natale.
Feliz Natal.
Mele Kalikimaka.
And waffle on!
Waffle on!